Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 34 of my show, but this is about Episode 33 of Season 2. And Episode 33 in Season 2 is known as Rangers in Reverse. But before I start talking about it, I just want to mention something. This is the last video, this is not the last video of the entire third season, but it's the last video of the main segment, and because the next two episodes are going to be a part of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment of episodes, which is a mini saga segment of episodes that only lasts for 10 of those. So I will be doing another minor character bio video after this one. Just because there's 5 new Rangers that get introduced in the first 2 episodes of that mini saga segment. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, getting into the actual storyline of this episode. Basically, what happens is the rest of the Rangers, aside from Catherine, at this point, are at the youth center, and then basically, I can't remember, but I think it's Rocky or Adam. One of them tells the others that that it's Catherine's birthday in this episode, and then Aisha's wondering why she didn't tell them, and then he says that he doesn't know, but he only knows about it because he helped her sign up for school, basically. And basically what happens is Aisha explains that, like it or not, no one at least gets away with having at least one surprise party in America and stuff. So they basically what they plan to do is take her to a carnival. I think it's sort of the same carnival that was in Season 1. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. It's the same type of thing. It's a festival, like a carnival ride festival kind of thing. Anyway, then the Rangers basically plan a surprise party for her, which is at the carnival, and then basically, then that's when it goes into the segment with Rita and Zed, and she's like, Rita and Zed are in the palace, and Rita's like, my father has finally finished working on the ultimate plan to take over the earth. The ultimate force of evil! And then when Zed overhears that, he's like, and where is the old coot? And where is the old coot? I haven't seen him for days. And then basically Rita says that he's been busy working on the plan, and then when Zed hears that part of it, he's like, really? I didn't think anything was busy to him. Then driving me out of my mind! Oh my god, because of the fact that just like Rita and Zed's plans, Master Vile's previous 2 plans always failed. But this one doesn't, and then basically Rita says that he'll just have to wait and see, and then basically Master Vile is underneath the palace, basically calling on this ultimate power, which is basically the Orb of Doom. Like, he's like, ultimate power, hear my call. And then he summons it, and while he's summoning it, it causes the moon to shake, and then the force of the shaking is so loud that Alpha and Zordon figure out that something's going on the moon, and then while the shaking's happening, Zed, Finster, Goldheart Squad, and Babu are in the palace, stumbling around because of the shaking, and then, basically, Zed's, I can't really, I remember, I think Zed's being a little sarcastic when he's asking this question, because what he says is, "Tell me, my dear, are any more of your relatives coming to visit?" And then I think that's because, as Rita and now her father is causing trouble in the palace, so he's worried that their mom might show up or something. I don't know. But that's just my opinion about it anyway. And then Finster starts to leave, but then Rita tells her that, "Finster, where are you going? You know it's only my father." And then Finster says in a freaky voice, he's like, "That's why I'm leaving, my queen." And then he leaves, and then, basically, after that, I'm gonna get back into that segment with Rita and Zed, because that's when Master Vile shows up, but I'm just gonna get back into the segment with the Rangers. Is basically, the rest of the Rangers are bringing Catherine to the carnival, and they're having her blindfolded, and she's wondering what the surprise is, and then basically, Billy says that, well, they wanted her first birthday in America to be a memorable one, so they take the blindfold off her to show her the carnival, and then basically, when she sees it, she's happy about it, and then she's feeling not really a little down, sort of, but just being a little awkward, because basically, they're wondering what's up with her, and then she's saying that she's just lucky to have friends like them. And then they start going on the rides and stuff, and then basically, that's when Zordon is telling Alpha to look at the disturbance what the disturbance was on the moon that caused the shaking, and have to figure it out before Master Vile enacts a plan of his. And then basically, that's when it goes into the scene where Master Vile is on the moon with the others, and he's telling them, "Stay back! The power in this orb could destroy the entire universe and a lot more." And what he's showing them is a device known as the Orb of Doom. And then when they see that, he explains that basically his plan is, when the Orb of Doom is placed at the correct longitude and latitude, at the precise coordinates, it'll cause the Earth to temporarily stop. And then when Zed hears that, he's like, "So the Earth stops spinning. Big deal. What's the good about that?" And then Master Vile's like, "Not only will the Earth stop spinning, the force of the stoppage will cause," because basically he's like, "Not only will the Earth stop spinning, but the Orb of Doom's gravitational pull will cause the Earth to spin backwards." And then when Rita hears that part, she's like, "You mean?" And then he's saying that it means precisely what she thinks it means. And he's like, "The Power Rangers will once again become the Powerless Rangers, as they are stripped of their powers and cut off from Zordon, making them easy to destroy." And then when Zed hears that plan, he gets a little annoyed with it, because he did the same sort of plan in the previous season. And he makes a joke about it, he's like, "I don't know how to break this to you, Dad, but we've tried this." He's like, "I don't know how to break this to you, Dad, but we've tried this plan before, and it didn't work that time either. And then Goldar makes a little bit of another joke about that. He's like, been there, done that. What are ya, new? And then Master Val thinks they insulted him because he's like, because he tells them how dare they compare his meager evil scheme to his ultimate battle plan. And then he's telling Rito to come forward, and he basically gives him the Orb of Doom, and he tells him to place the Orb of Doom at the precise coordinates just outside of Angel Grove. And then basically, Rito says that he will do that, and then he sends some Tengas down with him to keep the Rangers occupied. And before I finish, because I'm sort of getting to the ending of this episode, this is the last episode of the main segment of Power Rangers before the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment, so anyway, I'm trying to cover as much of this as I can before I do the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment. Anyway, getting back into it, now I'm just gonna mention something with Bulk and Skull here because while they're at the carnival, they're looking at cars that are illegally parked and writing tickets up for them, and they see this one that is illegally parked, and they go to give the person a ticket, and the person they give the ticket to, unfortunately for them, happens to be Lieutenant Stone. I'm just bringing that up because I thought I'd mention it. Anyway, getting back into what I was saying with Master Vile, he tells Rito to place the Orb of Doom at the exact coordinates just outside of Angel Grove. So Rito basically goes with the Orb of Doom and he takes some Tengas with him. And then that's when the alarm, then that leads into the segment with Bulk and Skull. Like I said, they are writing up these parking tickets, and they see this car that's illegally parked, and they go to give the ticket to the person, and the ticket turns out, and the car belongs to Lieutenant Stone, and then in the next segment of the episode, he's like, I took the day off to get away from you two. He's like, he took the day off to get away from those two, but it seems like no matter where he goes, they're there making his life living, and never mind. And then basically, what happens is after that, Zordon contacts the other Rangers on their communicators and has them teleport to the command center to tell them about the dire situation that they're in. And then after they arrive in the command center, Zordon explains to them that they have to stop Master Vile's plan, and they're wondering what it is, and then Zordon explains that Master Vile is going to try to use the Orb of Doom to cause time to run backwards. And then basically the Rangers are wondering what the Orb of Doom is, and then Zordon explains to them that the Orb of Doom is a powerful object that once placed at the correct longitude and latitude, it'll cause the Earth to stop spinning and then cause it to spin backward again. And then basically, so the Rangers morph to their Ranger forms to deal with Rito and the Tengas at this point. And then, at this point in the episode, they're dealing with the Tengas and then trying to get the, they meet up with Rito to try to stop him, and then they're telling him to put the orb down, and then he's saying that, I'm gonna put this orb where it needs to be, and you're not gonna stop me. And then basically what happens is, after that, the Rangers start fighting the Tengas and try to prevent Rito from, and try to get the orb away from Rito so he doesn't place it at the correct point. And while they're fighting the Tengas, Rocky manages to get past the Tengus and get to Rito, and he's asking Rito to give him the orb, and he's like, "You're never gonna get away with this, Rito." He's saying that Rito's not gonna get away with this, and that's when Rito gets annoyed by that, because he's like, "What is it with you hero types? Always the same line." Oh, I'm sorry. That's just so funny. Because basically, in a lot of superhero TV shows, the hero usually says, "You're never gonna get away with this," and says the villain's name and whatever not, so it's kind of a funny joke. And then Rito manages to walk further to where it is, and then he doesn't know where to put it, and then he starts doing his rock, paper, scissors thing with it, and then he's like, "What the heck? There's only one way for me to know, and that's to put it down." And he puts the Orb of Doom in the spot, which then later causes the Earth to stop. And then he gets away. And then when he returns back in the palace, Master Val is happy with him about that, and he's like, "Excellent work, Rito. I knew if I gave you the proper and easy assignment, you would be able to do it. You will be able to get it right." And he's basically telling his pop thanks for that, and then basically, that's when Master Val starts doing this chant. He's like, "Ultimate power, heed my call. Bring doom upon the earth and all." And then basically Zed gets a little annoyed by that, and he's like, This sounds like the rerun of a very bad movie. I can't take much more of this." Because it's basically Master Val's version of Zed's plan is working when his didn't really use the Rock of Time. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's just so hilarious. And then basically he keeps doing the chant, and then he's like, "Ultimate power, exert your force, reverse the Earth's natural course." And then it causes the Earth to stop and then spin backwards, turning the Rangers back into their into children. But this time, when the Rangers are turned into children, they retain their memories from before the planet was reversed. Now, the reason why it's actually because of their power coins. I think the first time when Zed reversed the course of the planet, they weren't in their Ranger forms when they did it. They were at the school, so they probably didn't have the power coins in order to protect them from the planet being reversed back in time, which was why they were affected and why they didn't know that they were Power Rangers until Alpha returned them back to normal in season 2. But in this case, they already had their power coins, so I'm guessing that protected them from losing their memories, basically. And then basically after that, the Rangers are turned back into children, and then basically the others are saying that that's when Zed and the others show up on the Earth. And well, first what happens is they're wondering what they can do, and then one of them says that they're scared and they don't know what to do, and then basically that's when Zed and Rita and the others show up on Earth, and then Zed gets a little annoyed by this. He's like, "I can't believe the old coot actually did it. You know what this means, don't you? I'll never hear the end of it. He'll just go on and on. I can't believe that the old coot actually did it. You know what this means, don't you? I'll never hear the end of it. He'll just go on and on." And then Rita says that he tells Zed to get a grip. It's about time that they started having some fun of their own, and then basically agreeing with Rita about that, and he's like, yes, my dear, you're right. It is about time we had some fun. So they use their staff to make themselves and Goldar grow large. And then they start rampaging through the city, and then one of the Rangers is wondering what they can do, and then that's where this episode actually stops. Now, before I finish this video, I just want to mention there's actually a little bit of funny dialogue that happens with Zed and Goldar when they're made huge in the credits. Zed is saying that, I guess the humans don't want to play with us. I guess we're too big for them now. Funny, they look to be the right size to me. And then he's telling Goldar like, and then he's laughing and he's like, and then he's telling Goldar, walk this way. And then Goldar's like, okay, but I feel a little stupid. And then that was the only segment of the credits that I wanted to mention because I felt it was kind of funny. But anyway, that's gonna end this video, guys. So until the next video which is gonna cover the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow for the next video. So until then, guys, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.